Hey, welcome back to my channel. This is Jason, also known as Ominous Prime, and today is an interesting day. We had HasLab for G.I. Joe Classified that was announced today. It's for the Cobra Hiss tank, and they really kind of hit it out of the ballpark, in my opinion, of the design of it, what they're going to include to start with. There's going to be 4 stretch goals. That does not include an early bird special that they are making an offering for it. What the early bird special is for what they call a His Tank Tactician, which is going to be a Ron Rudat um, colorization for the His Tank driver that wasn't put into development. So at the end of the campaign, if it's fully funded, we would be able to vote as backers for the color that would be used for that tactician character when it comes out. So it'll be an additional figure. So let's talk about what's actually included in it to get started. And what that would entail is, of course, the Hiss tank, and you get Hiss tank driver. The His tank itself has a bunch of. This isn't the His tank that we had in the 80s. It's kind of like an homage to it. You have fold out ladders on the side, so it looks like the characters will be able to climb up into the His tank to get in. They have gull wing doors or windows for the canopy that open up, but you can lift the full canopy all the way up as well. It looks like you can only get just the one driver inside, but in the back, there's a hatch that opens up. So you can put, it looks like an additional figure in there. It looks like there's a seat in there that's shaped like a Cobra's hood. And then there's the turret position where you can have an additional figure on there. It doesn't look like they did the sort of thing where you would have like a footboard on the sides where you would have like above the treads and have foot pegs. The original ones from what I'm looking at or in my head didn't have those on there either. But I know that the later Joe vehicles tended to have that, so you could just have like 10 or 12 figures just kind of like hanging off a vehicle, which didn't make a whole lot of sense, but it was something that you could do. So I would say that you could probably load them out with 3, possibly 4 figures at a time. Now this is for the classified series, so this is 6-inch scaled. This thing is actually really huge. They had during the HasLab presentation, they brought out the Sky Striker as well, just to kind of give an update on what was going on with that. But when you saw it and you saw the His tank on screen at the same time, you could see that the His tank is actually quite huge compared to the Sky Striker. Let's not put this part off. The thing is going to be $299.99, right? So it's not cheap, but it doesn't look like this is going to be cheaply made. There's light effects that are on there. That's not just lights on the outside, not just 2 headlights. There's a number of lights on it from front to back to internal lights that would be inside the cockpit, as well as the lift up. I don't know if you want to call it cargo door or what have you. It's a rear door that opens up where you can have an additional figure in there. That's lit up inside there as well. And by pressing a button that's under what they call the chin, it's under the front end, you can press it and it'll do different light configurations. So you don't necessarily need to have all the lights on all the time. You can manipulate it and do different configurations that they said that they're still working out. So those are some added features that have never been in a His tank before, at least not officially. So that's really cool that they were able to do that. They did mention as well that for the turrets, they're going to be adding blast effects options on there. You didn't see the tooling in there for the cannons to show where you would attach the blast effects as of yet, because they're trying to figure out how strong that they would need to have the turrets, as well as how light they would need to make the blast effects parts that would connect on there. They didn't display the blast effects, so I'm wondering if one of the stretch goals is going to be a collection of different blast effects that you can attach, which really would probably just be two. But I hope that's not really the case. I hope it's more like an accessories pack that would come with it. But what they did show for the tank itself, it's got working treads, which is really cool. And I did mention the tactician driver. That one, the early bird special, the way that works is we have to hit the goal of 8,000 backers, which is what's needed to go ahead and get it into production. That needs to be hit during the first week in order to get that as part of the release. It's not at an additional cost. It's just a matter of getting enough people there. And this was just announced earlier today, right? At 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And where we're at right now, as I'm looking at this, and it's not live, but this is just from me opening it up, shows that there's 4,168 backers already. This is only like 3 hours after it's been announced. This is how passionate G.I. Joe classified collectors are. We are really wanting to have stuff released now. I guess you can say we're thirsty for more. It would be coming like the fall of 2023 if it does make it to production. I'm thinking that, yeah, this is going to make it to production without any problems. Unlike a certain HasLab project that's currently running, which is, if you're a fan of it, it's good for you and I hope it works out. But it's not something I was going to get behind. It's just, it has no interest in it for me. But it looks like G.I. Joe, even without having a new show out or anything like that for classifieds, you know, they're showing up in droves to go ahead and back this thing already. I'm interested to see what the stretch goals are. I'm hoping it's not a pile of rocks, something like that. I'm hoping that the stretch goals include additional figures. So they had indicated if you want to be a completionist and have all the numbers for all the boxes, you got to get on board. And the campaign runs until, you have plenty of time. I think, it's August 15th, 11:59 p.m. Eastern time that this ends. So if you're able to be in a position to where it doesn't cause you any financial problems or stress, and you back this, you don't actually pay for it until August 15th. You're not paying for it today. It looks cool. If you have any ideas, put them in the comments section below. I'm interested to see what the rest of the community thinks about what's going to be put out. I think it's good that we finally got a classified series vehicle that's coming that's not a motorcycle. And I also wonder if they're going to be doing any kind of additional decals if you want to change it up. Because if they start doing that, then you're going to have people going in for more than one. Kind of like what happened with the Sky Striker when they started putting out the Cobra Takeover decals. But if you're on board with it, let me know if you've backed it as well. I'll probably make a video if we hit the 8,000 goal and get that early bird special, because that's actually exciting. Although, to be straight up, it's just a repaint of the HISS tank driver. It's just in different colors. So I was kind of hoping when they were announcing it, it's like a different sculpt, or maybe we'll get some different weapons or something with it. But I guess we'll see what happens as the campaign goes on and they have updates. So the updates are always kind of fun for me whenever they do that. Sometimes they do some goofy things, but they're still fun to watch. But yeah, that's going to do it here for me in this video, and I'll talk to you next time.